Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening as we're sitting here now on Tuesday, the 26th of August, 2025, and the time just after 6:10 p.m. Central Time. You know, it's amazing. We're going to be into the fall months pretty soon. I know you'll say, Ira, that's far away. It isn't. To me, it all changes when we get into September. The kids are already back in school. I see the school buses in my neighborhood and the kids, especially the young ones. They tie them up and they walk them through the parks where we live. I love it. I see all that. It's fascinating. There's a lot of fascinating things right now. You know, the president, as you know, fired Governor Cook. She and her attorney have said they're going to sue the president for the firing. She's not been accused of anything formally in a court. She hasn't been found guilty of anything. So the cause isn't there in her opinion. I don't know if that's right. If you did something wrong, there's cause. Whether what she did in her life before she was on the Fed board is the reason to fire her, I don't know, because she did this before she was on the Fed board. And she did file 2 applications 2 weeks apart, declaring on both, from everything I'm reading in the news, this is alleged, I don't know if I haven't seen them, that both were primary residences. You can't do that, but there might have been a reason for doing it. Maybe she was buying 2 and one of them she was going to make into an apartment. I don't know any of the facts. So we wait and we see. We'll find out. Will the courts, and this is what you have to look at, give her an injunction while all the facts are found and a court date is set, because this can go on for many months. That'll be the real issue at hand. If she wins the injunction, she can vote on the board. If she loses the injunction, she's got to wait for this thing to go all the way through the court system. For all purposes, she's gone at that point. She can come back if she wins the case, but she's gone at that point. The Dow is looking, and the other stock indices, at a big event tomorrow. You're going to have NVIDIA's earnings. And the market, you know, that's the big daddy of all the stocks. Will it be able to go up? Is it going to be able to keep its profit margins? I think they were 76%. Are they going to be around 70% or so? What's the backlog look like? What's Chinese sales, if any, look like? Some people think they still did 1 to 2 billion. I don't know. That's what we're going to find out. What's the forward guidance looking like? New products. Where are they in the product cycle? These are all the questions to be asked. Now, let's take a look right here at the news. You're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association at 6. After the close, you get NVIDIA. Cracker Barrel, just so you know, is going back to the old logo as it's lost customers in droves. The stock nosedove. The company was doing fine. They tried to modernize and people hated it. When I looked at it, I didn't see anything wrong with the new one. But when you've got your clients and they do what they did, they want that back, go right back to the old one and call it a day. All right, they just tried to bring it a little more modern. They stayed in the vein of it. It didn't work. So you come to an end with that. All right. So to me, the big question is, what's inflation doing? And that's going to be the biggest question of all. We're going to find jobs data next week, as you know. Now we just start hunkering in to see what NVIDIA does. And after that, there's not a lot. Remember, you're going to have trading sessions coming up as people leave on Friday for the holidays. Monday's closed for Labor Day, and the season begins on Tuesday. To take advantage of that before we go anywhere here, please, if you want to see what I do in the mornings are the key. That's where I'm saying buy here, sell there. Here's the reason why. Here's the chart action. Let's do this in the market. And we track those trades from beginning to end for you as to what they're doing, and that's it. But part of that, you can write me. I'll do a special chart for you just by yourself, send it to you. If you have questions, people get back into that. During the summer, that all dives and drops off. It's coming back now. Just go to iraepstein.com. Any of my courses, my Bollinger Band course, the Outside Day course, the charting course, or any of the different research packages, and they're all listed there and tell you what they are. You can pick up. Why not do that for yourself? Save a third. And by the way, we're applying that third off to the yearly subscription too. So if you want to go and just say, hey, I'm going to just buy the yearly, I think it makes more sense. And for most people, it does. Just hit the button, and there's a button that says monthly and yearly, and away you go. It's actually quarterly and yearly. Sorry about saying that. All right. So let's come back and get to the charts, and sometimes I have to do it this way so I can see it. There we are. All righty. So let's take a look now and see where we're at. If the S&P were to close right this minute for the month of August, it would have a gain of, for the week, I said month, for the week, 0.4%, but it would be the highest close for the month too. That's why I was looking at it both ways. You can see how the market has come back up and it's holding right in here. When we take a look at where the market's at, we have higher highs, higher lows. When we take a look at the market as well, you can see that the market has come back up into a big resistance area right through here. And in that resistance area, as you look at it, if the market can continue up, I look through here. I don't know what happened there. We're in a paper trading vehicle on this. Actually, it's in live trading. That's why I see what it is. And if you got a long position, it shows there in it. Sorry about that. It's not showing here, so I've gotten rid of that. Here we are with the market overbought. So you're a bit overbought. Let's assume the market starts anticipating good things, comes up. Look for the resistance at new highs of 65.35. Here's the interesting thing. This is supposed to be one of the worst months of the year. And it's turning out to be a record month from the looks of it if you keep going up through the end of this week. Isn't that amazing? I find it so. Normally this is a down month. I was set for a down month. I had looked at all the seasonal studies. September's often weak as well. So far this market's beating up anyone that's playing those historical moves. You're coming up in the market here, as you can see in the NASDAQ. In the Dow, the higher lows, higher highs. Can it retest the upper Bollinger Band's the big question. When we come to the micro E-mini Russell, you can see how the market's it's trying right now. All it need to do is take out today's high and you'd have higher lows and higher highs. Not what you have right now in this. You've got a higher high but a lower low, and the market is overbought trying to embed. So we come to the DAX. I think the DAX will get its legs down here at 44.77 when it works off the overbought condition. It's still overbought. Overbought conditions in a market, when you learn what they are, you say to yourself, no, that's not where I'd want to deploy new money. So why would the longs come in and defend it other than it's the 18-day average? You don't have a charting pattern that makes sense. You have a higher high and lower low in it. Then we come to the bonds, and they are still under selling pressure. As long as you're under the 18-day average of closes, the red line, that's selling pressure. What has the market been finding for support? It's done it now for nearly a week and a half, 2 weeks. The green line, the 100-day, it just caught in there. This is called summer doldrums. And you'd expect that. You're getting it. It's non-tradable, in my opinion. I'd walk away from it. Where you're seeing the trade starting to anticipate things is the 2 and the 5, and they're in uptrends because the Fed impacts the short end of the curve yield. It has little to do with the 10-year to the 30-year, so keep that in the back of your mind. The dollar stuck with resistance temporarily, the 100-day average. If it drops, look for the 97.49.50 level to be your support zone in the market. In the euro, you're fighting a battle at the 18-day average for support. You're not trending. You have a higher high and a lower and low pattern, and the momentum is still pointing down, and you're about as neutral as you can get. You're just about on the 18-day average of closes. The British pound is trying to prove it can hold the 18-day average. What's working against it is momentum is turned down. And if the market takes out this low that I'm porting at right here, you can let go in the market and maybe make a run into the 133 area. So it cannot afford much of a break. Bitcoin, you're down to a point where you can get a bounce, but there's nothing here that's screaming at me saying, well, run in, Ira, and be a bottom picker. Number one, I don't do that. Number two, you're oversold. Are you going to run the Bollinger Bands? It doesn't look like it. It looks like the market wanted to find support and give you a bounce from them, and that's what I'm seeing. We got rid of the August Bitcoin in another day or so. It goes off the board on the 29th. The trade, the people that really trade these, they trade it right to the end and then they make the switch. In the energies, you got up to the 200-day average and fell right back to the 18. We were just talking about this last night here when I said, now that's your resistance. Are you going to be able to get to the Bollinger Band, or is that it? Same thing happening here. You did the same identical thing and pulled back. That's not bearish yet. That's still a bull market in that you have higher lows, higher highs, and you're holding the main support area. So it hasn't given any of that up. And in the nat gas, you're falling. Now, one of the things tonight that the president said about Russia was that Russia better get on with it and talk to Zelensky and do something, otherwise tariffs are going to be coming at Russia. So the threat is on the table. But is this the third round of threats? The president's scared to do something with Putin. He's hoping, I don't think he's scared of Russia. He's scared that if he does this, it really shuts the door and nothing's going to happen. So he tries to leave it open, but what's hurting him and hurting Ukraine is all Russia does is keep gathering more land, capturing, killing people. At what point do you call it a day and just say this has got to be stopped and let's go after them with sanctions, and really big sanctions? I think Europe's getting to that point itself. So you put it all together. That is the game plan that you have. It was interesting yesterday. Somebody wrote me and said, boring. Yeah, it is right now. I agree with you. It's not super exciting. IraEpstein.com. That's how you get to this. There's also icons up here. Give them a click. I'll see you in the Spider ETF video and the gold video. And if you've seen those, well, then I'll catch you first thing in the morning when I put out the morning flash. You have yourself a great, great evening. I'll catch up with you later.